Well, hello and welcome back, and thanks for coming back. Where are we? That's what you're wondering. Well, this is the rear entrance of the ERA, which of course is the former Debenhams, and of course now it's called the ERA Superstore. It's getting ready to close down. Super DIY has already moved, and the rumour has it they're going to knock it all down and build a 27-storey skyscraper, 2 stories underground for car parking and those kind of things, and of course 25 stories above ground, which is going to give you a spectacality of a view indeed, straight out across that blue Mediterranean Sea. And as you can see now, well, there's not a lot going on at this particular location, and like I say, sometime soon in the new year, so we're told, they're going to start to knock it all down. So new exciting things going on in downtown Paphos. The skyscrapers are coming. Paphos is going to become the mini Limassol. We're going to have skyscrapers literally everywhere. That's what the Gumbaro #1, the Mayor Padonis, has told us. There's at least 4 or 5 skyscrapers, so somewhere between 15 and 25 stories, are going to be built in Paphos in the next 2 to 3 years. And based on how that pans out, shall we say, they're going to then give the licenses to build more and more. Of course, this is what's going on all over the world, because people understand the higher you build, the more money that you can make without, well, maximising the land, isn't it? So whether you like it or not, that's the future of the planet. It's happening all over the place, and Limassol is a great example of it. It's been done very well, in my opinion, although I don't want to live that high up. I worry if the building falls down. It's one hell of a topple. But I suppose that'd be a nice dive into the blue Mediterranean Sea. So Paphos is a changing, as Limassol has, and of course as Larnaca has, and of course all around the world has as well. I remember many years ago I lived on the outskirts of Benidorm in Spain, and to be honest then 5-6 story buildings was probably the norm, and now, well, it's skyscraper central, isn't it? 25 stories and more are literally everywhere. So that's progress. So we've got to embrace it, shall we say. Now, where are we? Well, we're heading down towards the Kato Paphos harbour. That's what I've promised you. We like to go and have a little sneaky look, don't we, at that blue Mediterranean Sea. I'm pretty sure that you can notice there's a little bit of dust in the sky, and that's to do with the humidity and the bit of a dust storm that's coming in from the Middle East. The spring, well, not the spring is it, but the summer and the autumn are now in a discussion over which season is going to take over. The summer's hanging on for dear life, but obviously autumn will take over, which is a good thing, because it means that the temperatures will drop that little bit and the humidity will bugger off, because that's the bit that's the annoying bit. That's the bit that makes you, well, what's the word, perspire the living daylights out of yourself, isn't it? But hopefully in another couple of weeks or so we're going to enter September. And of course, a lot of people know September is probably the best time in the world to come to Cyprus. All the way through September, October, November, often into December, we can get a spectacality of an autumn, and the temperatures can average around about 25-26 degrees, sunshine, well, all day, to be honest, and very mild nights. Like Cardigan, perhaps if you're coming from the UK or Central Europe, Northern Europe, those kind of places. Anyway, we're on the Tree Line Avenue and we're heading down towards Kato Paphos. There was a gentleman the other day, Declan, I replied to him, and he was curious to know what's Kato mean. Well, Kato means lower or down, to give it its correct term, and Pano means upper. And the way they say it in Paphos is Pano Paphos and Kato Paphos. So Pano Paphos is uptown Paphos, as I say, and Kato Paphos is downtown Paphos, as I say. So that's how the locals pronounce it. If you're going to go to Kato Paphos, you've got to go down to the harbour and the promenade area, and probably do a bit of monkeying around, and perhaps get a bite to eat and a drink of something like a, there won't be a Pepsi Max in my case, but maybe in the case of Miss Andrea and her peacock, Mr. Bart. So here we go. We're heading down to Kato Paphos. It will appear on the signpost very soon indeed. And here it is, Kato Paphos, and the Paphos harbour. It actually says it's 3 kilometres. I would say it probably wasn't 3 kilometres, but who am I to argue? We're almost here. That's what I would say. Right in front of us at the very, very end is the Olympic Lagoon Resort. One of the best hotels in Paphos. Coming up on our left-hand side is the Veronica Hotel. 3-star, but a very good hotel indeed. We know many people have stayed there. It's a budget hotel. You've got a decent room, decent breakfast, and a good location. And then if you want to go upmarket, you've got the fancy 4-star luxury hotel. If your name's Tony Nancaro and you've got a beauty in your life called Miss Wendy, well, that's where you checked in. And of course, if you're a long-haired lover from Staffordshire who happens to wiggle his rear end in a blue BMW, and you've got a beauty in your life, and she's the JJ Tonic in my life, well, Mr. Andy, Miss Justine, that's where you'll be checking in September, not far away. And that means you and I can pop down to the promenade and have a pint or two. Although the prices have gone up, Mr. Andy, start saving hard. And you never know, Ollie Wally the doggy may run rings around you just before you get on that big bird. Or perhaps you're paddling like crazy, I don't know. Anyway, is the Amavi Hotel. Who's been staying there? Oh, Joe Cox. Yeah, he's been staying there with his beautiful wife, Miss Julie. Of course, they're going to come again in November. Kat's coming, that's the sister. And of course, Colin's coming. Oh yeah, and they're going to celebrate their birthdays again. More recently, 2 superstars all the way in downtown York. Our great beauty of a friend. Of course, that's Lady Rachel, and of course the Cheshire Cat grinning man known as Sir Jason. And we're looking forward to seeing you again. Now, this hotel doesn't need much of an introduction. That's Alexander the Great Hotel on the left. Stavros is waiting and standing to attention. Alex is going to dismount. Dame Anne's going to come into town. I'm going to pop a couple of euros in the slot, and she is going to ride the living daylights out of Stavros the horse, especially for you on camera on the little channel known as Marika and me. Now, if you like what you see, perhaps consider to hit that like. Doesn't cost you a penny, by the way. Just tells YouTube that perhaps you like what you've seen, and they should recommend us to more people, more like-minded people like yourselves. Why not hit the subscribe button? Again, doesn't cost you a penny. It just tells YouTube that you like what you've seen, and perhaps they should recommend the channel to more like-minded people like yourselves, superstars and beyond. Now, if you want to keep the channel afloat, you could also click through to our About page, where you could consider to buy us a coffee or two. That's the Buy Me a Coffee platform, totally safe, totally secure, and it's waiting there especially for you to treat Marika and myself to a coffee or two, or three, or four, or five, if you are the Pendants crew. Oh my goodness, thank you very, very much indeed. And of course, because there's a dog involved, Miss Trixie, well, we'll be storming the St. George Hotel, especially for you, very, very soon indeed. We do appreciate those coffees very, very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, let's have a little bit of a wiggle down here, because there's a bit of big diggering going on around here. Let's go and have a look and see what's actually going on, and have they started it? What are they doing? Well, they've barricaded the road off. There we go. So they're doing some big diggering around the church. So we can't go down there, and I'm not getting out to walk because it's a bit too hot. Now, look at that in front of us. If your name is Sir Neil, you've got a beauty in your life called Lady Alley. That looks to me like a one-way street, doesn't it? It does indeed. Now, those cars are coming one way. The question is, are they coming the right way? That's what we're going to ask. I think we're going to let them come down that one-way street, and then because we don't want to go down Bar Street, we're going to go up that street the wrong way. I'll just phone my Gumbaru, the mayor, and tell him and see if he gives us permission, and I'm pretty sure that he will, because he understands that I've got things to do and YouTube videos to make. So we're going to go up the one-way street the wrong way, and he's going down the one-way street the wrong way as well, so he's as guilty as I'm guilty. So there you go. Welcome to Paphos. This is how it works. As long as you're courteous on the one-way street and give way to the people coming the right way, you're all right. And then that sign says stop. I don't know, what am I doing wrong? Something's wrong in the world. Anyway, confusion in the way the signs have been put up. Because of all the big diggering in and around Bar Street, they've been changing the one-ways, and no one's got a clue what's going on. So if you're driving around in a hard car, or perhaps you've stolen one or borrowed one, you never know, please be very careful, because nobody knows where the hell they are. and nobody knows whether the one-way street applies to them or doesn't apply to them. One day you can go down it, next day you can't. I think you get the understanding. Drive around very slowly and very carefully, and beware of idiots in blue hats with pairs of sunglasses, often with a frappe in their hand. Thank you very much, Pendant's crew. And driving around in a black S-Class, because well, I'm in the safest car in the world, so if I hit you head on, I'll probably survive. Only joking. Now, some news on the channel. There are some people on a big bird as we speak, and if your name is Lord Richie and Lady Zuska, and you're watching, well, tomorrow, isn't it? You know that I'm en route to pick you up from the airport. Yes, because they're flying in from downtown Bratislava. They're coming to Paphos, and they're here for a week, and if we're very, very lucky, we're going to get them to dance the Chuchuchka down the downtown Kato Paphos promenade, especially for you. Lord Richie, Lady Zuska, they're very, very early members to the channel. It doesn't matter when you join the channel, obviously, but they say they're number 26 and number 27, so, you know, these are very, very special people in the hierarchy, shall we say, because, well, they were people who took a chance on the little channel known as Marika and me, and they're still with us, which is, well, they need psychiatric help, obviously, like I do, and I'm going to book myself in very, very soon for some hypnotherapy with one of our superstars, and of course her name is Lady Heather. And I know Sir Steve is monkeying around with his Big Mac. No, he's an Apple Mac. Sorry, I was getting confused with those two. I was with these visions of him stuffing his face with a Big Mac, but no, he's playing on his Apple Mac. And apparently, he's doing something especially for, well, me or Marika and me. I'm not sure. So we are intrigued. But hopefully, we're going to find out in around about March when they come back to Paphos, and we'll find out what it's all about. Now, big shout out to some of the people that like to watch the show now and again. With a great, great pleasure again last night to meet some superstars all the way down from downtown South Wales. Of course, Mr. Lee, we call him the Mountain Man because he's huge. He really is. He's about 6'6". He's a monster, but a superstar. Oh, he is. And he's got an absolute beauty of a wife. Oh, yeah. Miss Vicky, the greatest restaurant manager in the world, and there's a girl in their lives, and it's the youngest daughter, and, well, in the words of Eric Clapton, Layla, good morning to you. Your dad sent you a picture of myself and, of course, Marika, with your mum and your dad, and wow, you knew who we were. Thank you very, very much. At least somebody knows who we are. So a very, very good morning to you, Miss Layla. You are a superstar all the way in downtown South Wales, and your mum and dad will be coming home soon. Yes, indeed. We're in downtown Kato Paphos, and we're having a spectacality of a day indeed. I'm going to say thanks for watching, and of course, if you do like what you see, hit the like, click subscribe. Perhaps come back for a little bit more of our madness, and you never know, you might want to join us as a superstar member at only €10 a month. What you get, a special title, and of course special privileges will be coming all the way for you. We're on the Hotels Road. If you come back a bit later, you'll be watching Mr. Paul driving from the Hotels Road to the downtown Kato Paphos airport. Very, very special day indeed today. Thanks for watching, and of course we will see you again very, very soon indeed. What a beautiful day. And that was one hell of a pothole. If your name's Lady, oh, so sweet Caroline, I'd get your bottom on a memory foam pillow, because the road to the airport is a little bit rough. But hey, pour a tot or two for the Breitling catalogue perusing guy known as Lord Nigel of the Big Guns. See you next time. Thanks for watching.